Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to My Chamber TV. Today we got the Tarpon Springs Chamber of Commerce. Miss Jean Hungiville.
Hi.
The star.
You don't look like Barbara today.
All right, so Barbara's not here, and you've got, unfortunately, stuck with me. I'm
But
sorry.
having the producer here instead of back there
I know
is
I
kind
can't
of
talk
fun.
into your ear and
You
make
can't-
everything messed up.
Yeah, you can't make it
Sorry.
kind of mess up. So
But anyway, so you have got a huge cast today.
I know.
And the first person we're going to talk to is Sherrie, Mauzy. And we've got
Huggie Bear.
So you were with A&A White Sewing Center.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
What is A&A?
Well, 60 years is one of the things that just
What?
blows my mind.
Yeah.
They have
You don't
been
look
there
60.
Forever.
At all.
No, we purchased it about 5 years ago and then totally revamped it. Moved it to a better location out on 19.
Okay.
We are Baby Lock and Brother dealers, sewing machines, sergers. We sell all the machines. We service everything. If it's a sewing machine of any sort, my husband can service it.
No kidding.
And then, of course, we have fabric and notions and teach classes. We teach everything from beginning sewing all the way up to custom embroidery and everything in between.
I was knocked over when I went in. I had no idea how large it was because I drive by every day, twice a day, because you're in holiday, but on the way to Newport Richey from Tarpon, and I see this in your own standalone building. Well, I took the membership plaque up, and we were doing the presentation, and it's the room, and then it's the next room, and then it was the next room.
Many rooms.
There was fabric everywhere. There is lined up, all organized. There's notions around. There's a section where you teach classes. And the whole time I was speaking with both you and your husband, people are coming in, going, we're in COVID. Things are not doing well. There are people coming in and out and asking questions, and the two of you kept handing off back and forth between what we were doing. And finally, we were able to do a little bit of a video but I was incredibly impressed with how much and the expertise that you all have. Talk a little bit about one of your favorite things to do there.
One of my favorite things, I think, is I do Facebook Live every day at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock,
We're
okay.
all virtual, so I teach virtual classes. And, I mean, that's one of my favorite things is being able to share the creativity and with new students.
The thing that is so cool about this is you didn't teach classes virtually before COVID.
No.
You did a little bit of Facebook Live, you told me, but how did this all evolve? I mean, when you told me about this, I was in awe because it's so popular now.
It is, and it just kind of evolved because we had to. We couldn't have people in the store. You know, during COVID, we did face masks and fabric and machine repairs, but that's all we could do. Just listening to what goes on Facebook, I decided one day just to do something positive.
Okay.
Just popped on at 1 o'clock, just a positive something. And it took off. People decided they were going to have lunch with me. It's like having coffee with a friend.
That's
Oh, no.
And it just, just steamrolled across the country. And we have people from Oregon and California, and some of them will call up and say, Sherrie and Huggie Bear's my best friend, because they watch, and I do tips and hints and that kind of thing. Now we have Mondays with Mike. So we get Mike on, my husband, on Mondays. You should check out this Mondays. It was pretty funny.
Okay.
And he gives the ladies or gentlemen, whoever, information on their machines, how to service them, how to clean them, different tips and things that he sees. And so he does that. And then we had people calling and wanting to take a class because other shops were closed. And we went virtual.
Oh, that's so neat. And then you have a sidekick.
Yes, we have our sidekick, Huggie Bear.
And what does Huggie Bear do while you're on TV?
Anything she wants, but usually she either snuggles on my lap or she's just chilling out on her bed on the floor.
Oh, that's so funny.
She does greet customers, and if she thinks they need to pay attention to her, she'll go over and scratch, on their leg. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Well, she's got this cute little dress on, which I think is very appropriate. and doesn't seem to bother her at all. She's just, oh, and you know we're talking about you. Absolutely.
Right.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I made her dress, and it's funny, but I give her choices. She has a bunch. And we kind of hold them up in the morning or look them out, and she'll give me the okay if which one she wants to wear.
Oh,
But this
so
is one of
funny.
her favorites.
Oh, that is so cute. So funny.
And of course, when she wants pets, she lets you know it's time to give me pets.
Yes, yes. So, of course, of course. So, some of these projects I'm looking at here, talk a little bit about what we've got. I like the cell phone one. That's so, I mean, I would love to make one of those.
This actually it's a crossbody bag. I have one of my vendors is going to be making doing the class for us in July. It's filling up fast. It is done on the embroidery machine. It's all done in embroidery. The vinyl, it works so that you can have access to your phone. It has a pocket on the back so you can put, I tell people, I say you put your driver's license, your credit card, and a $20 bill, and you're good to go out for the day or the evening.
Absolutely. That's exactly what
And
I'm
I think we
thinking.
have about 20 people signed up for it so far, and it's not until July. So
Wow.
people are signing up for our classes, and they fill up quickly.
How do people find out about the classes?
Through our vendor is R&K Embellish. So they advertise on their website, of course. On our Facebook, I set up Facebook classes on our website. The print advertising we do with the Register, which is a quilting sewing
Okay.
newspaper. And then, of course, on our Facebook, our emails. That's how we let everybody know.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh,
So you've really embraced the social media side.
Yes.
that's I mean, just like
Absolutely.
a millennial. It's awesome.
And I'm
I'm blown
not.
away.
I'm
I know,
not.
but it's awesome.
Right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm blown away that, that this is something that's been around that you would never admit. Well, actually, I take that back because on Twitch and on YouTube, there are tons of people that show you how to sew. Me, I'd be like bleeding to death. It would just be horrible. I've tried. I've even tried to do buttons, and I wind up somehow, some way. I always stab myself, and I'm like, I
Well,
can't.
Sewing machines can sew the buttons on, and I
Oh,
can
no
show you
kidding.
how. Yeah. Buttonholes, buttons,
Oh,
absolutely.
I had no idea. See, I grew up sewing, and as we were talking about before, I grew up 98 pounds, and the short skirts were in style, and my Catholic mother was like, absolutely no way. And also the pants were about 2 or 3 inches too short, as we were both lamenting. And so I had to learn to sew, and I did that for many, many years. To this day, I have never bought any curtains, draperies, anything. I've always made them because they come out so much better, and the creative side of me, which is about that big, gets to come out. So I just haven't had a chance to do that in the last few years since I've been here, and this just kind of gets to me.
Right. So
But
what is the
this
blue? Is that a runner?
It's
this-
actually a wall hanging.
Oh, okay.
But look,
One of the things that the quilt shops do, it's called row by row. And they put together a block or put together a pattern, and the people come around in the summertime, they can get a free pattern, or they
That is
can
super
stop and they can get a kit.
I love the
Each
sponge diver on the
year is
bottom
a
of it.
different theme, so I came up with the one for the Tarpon Spring Sponge Diver. That was
I love
about
it.
4 years ago, and they still come in and look for it.
And
That's
now,
great.
did you actually make that?
No, those are
Oh.
called Embroidery Buddies.
Oh, okay.
There's a little zipper in the bottom. So you unzip it, you take all of the stuffing out, and then you can put him on your embroidery machine and embroider. Whether it's a new baby, you want names on it, you want it for, a special occasion or just because. And then when you're finished, you can put the stuffing back in.
And you actually made this.
This one's
Now,
Yes.
my wife would call that a purse.
Yes.
Okay, that's
It's a boho bag,
It's a boho,
is what
okay.
it was
but
called.
it's
Okay.
beautiful. Oh my gosh, John, the texture and the
Yeah.
this looks like a $500 bag. It feels
It would be a
like that.
$500 bag.
Yeah, if you
feels
look at all the material, the time, and
Yeah.
But even down to the
Yeah.
detail of this gorgeous button on it. I mean the lining. And how did this happen?
This is actually an Anita Good design, which is a digitizing. It's a company, and they had the pattern, and I pick out the colors. There is some applique in it. Most of it is done embroidery. You have your background fabric, and each one of those blocks are embroidered separately. And then once it's finished, there's a way you construct it and you line it, and of course the leather and all the other the outside pockets, the inside
Okay,
pockets.
because we've got 30 seconds left. So everybody can get you online. We've been putting your phone number up. We've showed your website. Can they buy stuff there as well as learn there, the whole 9 yards?
All your supplies,
Yeah.
your sewing machines, all of that kind of stuff. Yes, everything you need to do for the projects you can
3
purchase
rooms
there.
of it.
3 rooms, over 1,000 bolts of fabric,
1,000 bolts.
and then the patterns, the classes, everything. Yes.
Well, there you go, folks. Look, if you're a sewer, you want to sew, you want to learn to sew, you need a sewing machine fixed, you need parts, pieces, and bobs. This is where you got to go. Go see her. Hey, we'll be right back next with
Thanks,
Dave
Sherrie.
Erwin
You're
with
welcome.
A Total Solutions. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back. So we're going to talk fire safety, right? Fire safety. If you're a business owner, you got to have this stuff. So you might as well bring the people in that know really what they're doing and how they're doing it, whole 9 yards. You really did bring a good crowd today.
Well,
I
we've
gotta
got a
say.
good crowd in Tarpon.
I know,
Tarpon
right?
Chamber of Commerce has the best members.
Yep.
We're really proud of them. We really support them. And so you always get the cream of the crop in here.
See, so now we got Dave Erwin,
Hello?
ATS. I'll say ATS. I know him as A Total Solutions, but
Yes.
anyway, but it's that time, right? Everybody's started getting inspected, and
It is. So we do it all. Kitchen hoods, extinguishers, your fire
kidding.
sprinklers, every bit of it. I brought up some devices
closed
to kind of
circuit
show everybody.
TV, and
Yes.
I
We do
mean,
surveillance systems. We do an actual, we're in a new process of doing monitored surveillance systems.
oh,
So you get a
really?
live operator that is watching your system when something happens.
What was
So-
it? Somebody was talking about if you don't have live surveillance and somebody says, oh, you get a report that there's somebody there stealing something or doing some damage. By the time the police get there, the person's gone.
That is absolutely correct. So in our situation, it's a live situation. So what happens is the perpetrator is trying to break into somebody. It sets off the camera's analytics, which are designed to focus on human beings and certain parameters that that they have to breach. When that happens, a live operator then gets the feed, and they have a set of criteria of how they handle that situation. So for one of our customers, the situation is to call the police department immediately and stay on the phone with the police dispatch as it's playing out. So point in case, this few months back, we had a perpetrator that actually got caught on property, was trying to hide, and our cameras took him right to where he was at.
That's
So
awesome.
it
He was
pretty
telling
cool.
us this story at breakfast. I was
pretty cool.
It was like
Yeah.
the guy hides and the camera just followed him.
Yes. So he
Oops.
managed to stay within the view of where the cameras could see, but he was trying to hide behind a bush, and we took the police right to him. So it was a pretty awesome scenario.
Oops.
So, yeah.
oh, yeah, right.
So we consider our systems proactive and not retroactive. So
Neat.
yeah.
Well, you guys are our security system at the chamber,
Yep.
and so I've always known, and your President Charlie Reggiano used to be on our board, and so we've always had a great working relationship with ATS. You're new to this organization and started coming to our breakfast and has just fit right in.
Yes, ma'am. So I started with the company last March, not this last March, but March of 2020. I've been in the industry for 20 years. I started out with Simplex Grinnell, and one of the big companies, and have excelled at this industry. And when I left the company I was at to come to Charlie's team at A Total Solution, I was ready for a position to go out and meet the public and try to bring our technology to their doors in a way that was easy for everybody to understand. So that's what I've been doing, and seems like I'm doing okay. So, there's a lot of confusion about what has to be done, what they have to have. And since I've been doing it as long as I have, I understand the confusion and try to bring it in terms
Oh.
that makes it as simple as possible.
Good, I have a question.
Sure.
Okay.
If I have sprinklers, do I need fire extinguishers?
Yes.
There you go.
How come?
Well, because the fire extinguisher is to put the fire out immediately, right there, to keep life from being lost. The fire sprinkler system is to contain the fire until the fire department can get there.
Okay.
It's not meant to, I mean, it can save lives in that process, but it is meant to contain the fire to that specific area as best as possible to allow the firefighters to get in and fight the fire.
So
Yeah.
this is all commercial use. You don't-
Correct.
You all don't do residential. You do
We
commercial.
don't. We've run into a couple of situations where the customers needed something more commercial based, and we were able to provide that for them. But on the basic residential scenario, we typically are not geared or set up for that, and so it's just not cost effective for either party on that scenario. Yeah.
Well, and the thing that's neat about it is they don't just do fire protection. They
Oh,
do
no.
security. You've got the whole gamut of stuff.
We do. We've got a really good team of license holders that have allowed us to do that. So we've got an extinguisher suppression system license holder. We've got a sprinkler system license holder, 2 fire alarm license holders, and then now we're bringing in Charlie Riganti's son, who is now our IT and critical systems developer and engineer, and he is taking off with the surveillance systems and
Wow.
making that the possibility that really no one else can do right now.
So
as far as us.
if I know a business owner that
Mhm.
just bought a new building and he doesn't have sprinkler monitoring system, you guys can handle that
we can
kind of
handle
work.
it, yeah.
Ah.
We are one call, does it all, it's in our name. So.
One of the things that I saw on your website, because I'm so familiar with
Sure.
y'all, but I thought, what else is there that I can ask, is what is an access control installation?
Okay, so an access control system, you see this on a lot of commercial applications, mainly offices, but it's a key fob system where you have a key, like a card key,
Okay.
or a fob for your key, and you wave it in front of a little keypad,
Okay.
and it unlocks the door and allows you to come and go on the property and maintaining a locked premises at the same time. So basically, if I don't want the general public in my building, but I want my employees to get in and out, and I don't want to place a security guard there or something like that, that would be a good application for that. And we can
Okay.
integrate that into a video intercom system so that you have a receptionist inside that as clients for that property come to the door, they can ring the bell. It'll bring up their picture, a live video feed to that receptionist, and they can have a conversation with that person, and then decide if they want to let them in or not. So
Oh, that's good.
That is awesome.
That's-
I mean, and it started out as fire extinguishers.
actually, we started out as a security company.
Security company.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
1988, John Robinson, the CEO and founder of our company, started out as a security company, and over the years has through his leadership, has developed what ATS is today. And we follow very heavily in what his original founding belief system was, which is one of the most important, is customer service. We want our customers to not only come to us one time, but every time.
Yeah. So what part of Tampa Bay do you service?
We cover the entire state of Florida.
The entire
The
state.
entire state.
How big a
Yeah.
staff do you all have?
Currently, we're just under 55 employees at this
Okay.
point. So we do have the staff to handle it. And as the market grows, we are continually looking for new employees and new opportunities. We do a lot of travel.
Okay.
So our employees are asked to do a lot of travel. And I think in the near future, we'll eventually have some new locations. But for right now, we're locally here, and we're going to
Based
stay
out of good
locally
old Tarpon
here.
Springs.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And you know what's great is they are state all over the state, but they're still a family business, and that's
are,
what
yeah.
I've always. I had no idea it was that large, but the fact
Yeah.
is, I talk to the same person, and everybody remembers who you are when you call. It's really, really super.
It's been one of the biggest emphasis of ours. I mean, we've heard this over and over again with customers. I don't want to call in and have someone I've never talked to before. And we as a company, we want you coming back for all of your needs. If you come back today, then we know we've won our position in your hearts and in our business as doing exactly what you guys asked us to do and beyond.
Right.
And that tells me that we did it right, and that you're going to refer other people to do the same thing, and we love that. That's the relationship we want.
See, I didn't know you were statewide. So when we were in Tarpon, you serviced all of our studios. Every once a year, I get this. They'd show up going, "Hey, we got the check. Okay,
Yep.
it's all good." Or they'd fix or do whatever. And,
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Thank
So
you.
they're
Right
great
now, one
company.
of our technicians is in Miami, servicing some kitchen hood systems.
Okay. Never
So-
thought about kitchen hoods, but
Yeah.
yeah, that would be
Yeah.
a safety issue as well.
And we're coming out with a new one. It's called a Guardian system. It's for the small kitchens. It's designed to be mounted above your residential kitchen hood. So if you have a kitchen fan,
Uh-huh.
there's a system that mounts right in that little cabinet that's right above that and has the sprinkler nozzles that come down.
Well, some of these homes are getting these monster Viking
Yes.
oven stoves.
So basically, a lot of the new residential larger homes are coming up with the commercial grade hoods, but they don't have the commercial grade suppression system. This is a very small, innovative suppression system that's basically modular. It just fits like a little cube in that top shelf and functions as an independent little system, and it can be tied to their access control or their security system as well, so that you
That's-
can have
It is
offsite
so
monitoring.
easy to have a kitchen fire at home. I mean, I've cooked for years, but most
A lot of
rec-
fires.
No,
We have a lot of experience with fires, do
no,
we?
we do not. But I was browning some walnuts, not realizing how much oil was in them. Walked away for 2 minutes, came back, opened the oven, and it was a huge fire.
Right.
And enough for a fire extinguisher. So what you're describing is even more so.
Well, and it helps prevent the mistake of the panic because it's automatic. So it takes that element away. But on top of that, what's the biggest mistake we all do with a kitchen fire? We run to the sink. And that is going to take that flame and expand it almost 100-fold in seconds.
Right.
Baking soda and other chemical type suppressants will suppress that. But in a panic situation, you see fire, you want to run to the hose. In a grease fire, that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
And not to cut you off, but we have got to get going. If you need, if you're
Absolutely.
our commercial business out there, you need that fire stuff taken care of. You need to call this man right here. He will take care of your business. We'll be right back with. We're going to be coming back with Noah Garner from that CBD store or your CBD store.
Your CBD
So we'll
store,
be right
only
back
one in
after
Tarpon.
this. And we are back. Now we have got Noah. Noah, so between the breaks, we get to talk, right? And I can't believe how young you are to do something like this. But I guess it is the younger generation that's way more embracing. So you are the manager of your CBD store
Yes, sir.
in Tarpon Springs.
Yeah.
Now, where are you located? So I didn't even know there was one in Tarpon Springs.
It's new.
Yeah, we actually reopened about 2 months ago. So we are down 19. If you're going south, like towards Palm Harbor, we're right beside the optical outlets.
Oh, you're in that little plaza there.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Bradley
okay.
Plaza is
My
where.
And,
Hertz.
I tell people it's near Hampton Inn.
Yeah, exactly. It's right
Yes,
beside there.
okay.
The tattoo parlor is always really busy, so but that's also like a little landmark that I tell people, like, oh, we're right beside the Legacy Tattoo Parlor. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh,
Okay.
Yep, but so it's right out there. It's
Let's
really cool.
let's talk about CBD.
yeah.
And what are the if I ask you what are top five facts about the CBD world, what would you tell me they are?
Yeah. So the first one is the biggest one because it's not very well known. Is that what CBD affects is called our endocannabinoid system. Every mammal has one, even dogs, cats, things like that. So It's the largest system of receptors in our body that have to do with our physiological functions. So you have two different receptors in that system called your CB1 and CB2 receptors. And that's what CBD affects. And that's why our products are holistic, because it goes across your entire body. So that's probably the first one that I'd say. The second one is that, like I just said, CBD is a holistic approach. So it's not targeted by one thing, like it doesn't target just this or just that. A lot of people find uses for it across their entire body. And it also just promotes, general health in general.
Okay. And so to come into the store, do I need to have a card, or can anybody walk in and purchase product?
Yeah, so anybody can purchase any of our products in our store. Typically, the cards are from medical marijuana. All of our products are sourced from hemp, industrialized hemp. So it's completely legal across all 50 states. And we actually have multiple stores, 600 plus across our entire country, and a few in the UK. So we are international.
So what makes your CBD store different from the other ones? Because there's so much competition.
Yeah, so CBD is an ever-growing business. So, like, we're seeing new stores pop up every single day. Like, just driving down 19, I see, like, 5 new ones, all the time. So the reason that I think our products are different, they're high quality. All of our products have been inspected and approved by the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Okay.
So we make sure that we're very transparent about that. Every single one of our products has a little barcode on the product. And if you scan that with your phone or like with a QR code scanner, it'll take you to our website, and it shows independent third-party testing. So we have a different company test all of our products, so you know exactly what you're putting in your body. Because there's a lot of like gray areas with CBD. People don't know what they're putting in.
Yeah, like the stuff you buy at the gas station.
Exactly, and that's what we kind of call it.
Everybody's selling it somewhere, and one of the things I know is the last place you want to buy CBD is at the 7-Eleven or at the gas station.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, you and I talked when you first joined, and I thought you are so knowledgeable about this. I definitely wanted him on here because I'm still learning. For instance, I have arthritis, and that's just part of getting older and joints wearing out.
You're old?
No, I did not say that. I said
Well, you don't
I'm
look a
getting
day over 30.
older. And so what happens is your joints are starting to wear out. And so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, how can this possibly help me? What do I, if I walked into your store, what would you talk to me about with that?
Yeah, so our entire store is based off of education. Sales are one part of it, it's one aspect. But I would rather somebody leave our store buying nothing and know everything about CBD than them just walking out the door with half of our store and not knowing what they're about to put in their body. So I walk everybody through like every single aspect of it. So I start with our endocannabinoid system, and I just walk you through what it is and how it affects us. And then I walk you through every single one of our products. So we have tinctures, which are hemp oil, and then we have water solubles, we have topical creams, edibles, vapes, dog treats, Delta 8 products. So we have the whole nine, everything that when people think about CBD products, we pretty much have everything that you could think about.
Right. So did you say dog?
Yeah, so we have dog treats, cat treats, and we have oils for any animals or any mammals. It's really good, especially around 4th of July. Like my dog, I have a golden retriever. She's very anxious all the time. So especially around 4th of July or thunderstorms and stuff. So I'll give her a treat, kind of help her, come down to a 2 instead of a 10. So it's very beneficial for that.
Okay, and it's, I had no idea of this, but when you and I started talking, and then I went to the website, and then I thought, I've got to ask like 500 and different questions about hemp products. So for instance, with arthritis versus anxiety, is how do you know whether you want something that is water soluble versus drops that would be oil based or all of that? How do you know?
So it depends on what your concerns are, what you're looking for. So water solubles, they work really quickly. They take about 5, 10, 15 minutes to get in your system, and you start to feel the effects. And then a tincture is an oil, so it takes a little bit longer. You have to wait for that to build up in your system, but it's much more long term. So that one might take 20, 30, 40 minutes to get into your system, but it's going to stay in there for 8 to 12 hours. When a water soluble is like 3 to 5 hours. So it depends on what you're looking for, if you need something consistent or if you need something like as needed.
Okay, so with the dog that needs anxiety taken care of right now,
Yeah.
you want something that's going to go into the system faster.
Yeah, and with dogs and animals in general, it's a little bit easier to like treat them, because you just have treats or you have an oil. So the oil you can just put on top of their food. You can put it in their mouth. A lot of dogs don't like it when you put stuff in their mouth, though.
No, they do not.
No, I have a pit bull as well, and she's not a biter, but she is when I try to put one in her mouth. So
Yeah.
she's not a fan of those. But treats, they taste delicious according to them. I don't try them, but
Oh,
they
that's what I was
love
just
them.
going to ask you.
My fiance has a pug, and we have these like little tiny lamb bites, and you'll just throw her at her, and she'll eat them. She loves them. She's very hyper. She's still a baby.
Okay.
Oh, a pug.
boy.
Those are so much fun.
Yes, but I'm just fascinated with now. The gummies.
Yeah.
How is that different?
Yeah, so edibles are one of the fastest ways to get it into your system, besides like vapes and water solubles. So all of our edibles are really good like additions, add on to your daily regimen, because a lot of the products that we sell are like lower in milligrams.
Okay.
So having one to like if you like our target demographic is like the older generation, because they typically have more concerns, as they get up there. So like if they know they're going to go to like Disney World, let's say that, and they take their water soluble in the morning and they know they're going to take one at night, but they think they're going to need something a little extra in the day. We have hard candies. We're about to come out with a gum. Like they have all these things that they just keep in their purse, in their pocket, just take one in the middle of the day if they need a little pick me up.
And so that's for
Or calm me down.
Yeah, that's it.
pick me up or calm me down. It's not for aches and pains throughout the day. It's more for that with
Well,
grandkids going.
Like I was saying, like it's holistic. So it's
Okay.
what it does is it targets what your body needs. So
Oh.
with our endocannabinoid system, sometimes our body isn't working for us. It's not doing exactly what it's supposed to. So when you take CBD, it encourages your body to produce cannabinoids on its own, because we naturally produce two different types of cannabinoids.
No kidding.
Yeah, and that's why that system's there, and a lot of people don't understand about it, because like it's not really taught a lot in like your everyday science class or anything like biology.
Yeah, and I had a lot of biology because I was a biochemistry major in school. Never had any of that, but it was way before all of this.
Yeah.
And that's fascinating to me.
Well, the from what I understand, and we used to do a CBD show here, is back in the day, hemp grew wild.
Okay.
And the animals ate it. We ate the animals. We were getting it naturally
Oh.
through the ingestion of animals and plants. So now that hemp's not grown wild like it used to be,
Okay.
and we've been taking all this other medications to fool those receptors. Well, now the CBD world's come back out and go, hey, look, if we're going to do this, let's do this right. Let's have the actual product now. And it makes everything start firing correctly.
Well, what's neat, too, is the fact that if somebody has questions or they want to know something, your store and you particularly have so much knowledge of this.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas you find people looking at, okay, well, I'm going to go online and I'm going to teach myself and learn about it. Well, there's questions that aren't exactly answered
Yeah.
easily online, or there's always a little bit more of a tweak to it.
They can just call Noah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we actually, like anybody, like let's say somebody was watching the show right now, they were in California. I've shipped to 2 or 3 different customers since we've been open to California, just because they
Okay.
hear about us from Facebook. Like I said, we're a international brand, so it's very easy to just hear the name Your CBD Store, and whenever they type something up, especially we get a lot of people come down here for vacation, during the wintertime if they live in the
Okay.
north, and in Florida they call them snowbirds. We have tons of people who will become our customers while they're here, and then they move away. They're like, oh no, what am I going to do to get my,
Well, they can pick up the phone and
just call
call
Noah.
you.
Yep.
I'll
and-
get that to you. Don't worry.
Exactly. Free nationwide shipping. We're very accommodating for all of our customers and guests.
my
Awesome.
gosh.
Well, tell you what, this has been a great interview. And if you're, just call him. This phone number's been up. The website's been up. If you
Yeah.
need something, just call Noah. He'll take care of you.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after these messages because Miss Jean is actually going to talk about WeBeam TV. We'll be right back.
Hi, welcome back to WeBeam TV, Chamber TV, and I'm Jean Hungiville from the Tarpon Spring Chamber, and now I get to interview our producer and owner.
And we're actually a member
I
of
know.
the Tarpon Springs
Oh
Chamber
my
of Commerce.
gosh, yes, and you used to be a board member as
A
well.
long time ago.
That was a long time ago, but you know what? that was back in the great days when things were really, it was a whole different era back then.
It was completely different era.
Yes, it is. It is. So, anyway, I get to interview you
Yes,
now.
okay.
And there are, from what I understand, somebody in the back room told me there's all kinds of changes going on in WeBeam TV.
Yep.
I
Absolutely.
love to hear
Can I
about
give you
them.
one answer? One word? Yes.
That's not how you're supposed to be interviewed, John. You really are going to give me a hard
No,
time.
no,
Tell
no.
me what's new. Tell me
Well,
what's
okay,
going on.
so WeBeam TV and Tampa Bay Multimedia, we've expanded. We have a new gaming room for the nerd side. So we have, all the D&D Warhammer guys.
Oh, that's what you showed me last month.
Yes, that is growing, and that's actually changing again because we split from an old partner, and we're back in there, and we're going to go back to the original roots of what we were going to do in there, and that's all D&D, all table games, right? But we have also expanded to Tampa. We have a micro studio over in downtown Tampa on 412 East Madison.
412 East Madison.
East Madison. We're on
Okay.
the 12th floor. We got the penthouse. No, not really. But we partnered up with a man named Topher Morrison. He ran for mayor in Tampa
Topher Morrison, okay.
right. So we have a micro studio over there now, which allows us for all the people that go, man, that's just a long drive over to Port Richey.
Okay.
Or they're like, well, we don't have the room for you to come to us. Well, now we can actually go over there and film, and that we actually shoot 3 shows over there right now.
Well, that's been
Which is
coming
really,
for a little while,
that's
hasn't
been,
it?
but it's now open and running, and it's going really, really well. And Tampa Bay Multimedia, which, if you don't know, is the parent company of WeBeam TV, right? Everybody has got to kind of change on a dime sometimes, especially with the COVID world.
I call it pivot.
Yeah, we pivoted. So our thought was, as we want to be production guys, we want to make money, and everybody wants to be working with. I don't want to, I've heard this several times in the last couple of weeks, and it really bothers me. And as we only work with people that are $15 or $20 million a year. We don't
good
want
grief.
the small guy, right?
Good
And
grief.
I'm thinking to myself, I want to be the guy when I walk into a room somewhere full of business owners and business people, or just people, and they point at me and go, that's the guy that helped me when I didn't have a lot of money. He helped me grow, and we've done this for tons. I mean,
Oh my gosh, you guys have been doing this kind of stuff for years.
right. We worked with, a long time ago, we started off with Mick Williams and Son. And that was when he had 4 trucks, right? So we were doing their marketing, we were doing their website, we were doing videos for him, and he is just blown up. And now he's like one of the largest AC, electric, and plumbing guys in this area. Period. That was
You see the trucks everywhere.
yeah, and that was due to us helping but we started up, and back then, I'm not saying that he didn't have you money, but everybody's budget conscious.
Oh my
so
gosh,
we
especially
work
when you're starting and you don't know what's ahead.
right. So we have that's our new philosophy. I don't care how much money you have or you don't have. I will help you in some way, shape, or form. I don't care if you come in here and you need help. Okay, well, you know what? Come help me in my studio. I'll barter it out. I'll say, look, I'll help you out, but you're going to have to help me out.
So if a cleaning lady wants to make a start,
Yep.
and she has this vision,
Yep.
and she comes in and she dusts the studio and runs the
Vacuums,
vacuum
whatever.
cleaner, she can do it.
We'll help her out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm no longer going to be that guy that you'll sit there and say, well, I only deal with $15 or $10 million a month or a year people. I don't want to deal with anybody else, because that's leaving the little dude out. And the little guy eventually becomes a big guy, and they remember who
Where
helped
they
them
came-
out
and where they
right?
came from.
So
Yes.
that's our new goal, is to help everybody. There's nobody that cannot be helped. I don't care if you don't have any money, come in and just it's like you said, clean the studio.
I mean, that was the first thing that comes to mind, is somebody who says, okay, I want to start a business, but I really don't know what I want to do.
Right.
Or I don't have the education, but I know I can do this.
Yep.
And I know I can grow it into this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to be. I don't want to be that guy that you walk in. Well, I've only got this much. Well, I can't help you. Sorry. That's not going to be me ever.
I think that's awesome.
And we it's not like we were that, but it started getting towards that world. And I'm like, that's just wrong. And I've heard in the past month, I'll say in the last month, I've heard 4 production companies say this. well, if they're not 5 to 10 or 15 to 20 million dollars a year, I'm not interested. I'm like, wow, that's really,
Well, that's luxury.
it is. It must be nice to have that kind of work. I don't know
But you know
anybody that
what?
has that
How-
kind of work.
Well, and you know something, those guys that are the big guys, there's a different. The soul is different. It's not like it is with the small businesses.
Mm-hmm.
One of the favorite things that we have and what chambers thrive on is a lot of small business. That's
Right.
that is our bread and butter. That's our underpinnings.
Yep.
And you work with people who are one, or ATS was one of our biggest.
Yep.
biggest.
I remember
employers,
when
55.
ATS was tiny.
Okay.
So in
When
now
Charlie started,
now they're
yeah.
huge. They're big boys, and it's awesome to see. I remember those guys. You know.
Well,
Yeah.
you and Charlie sat on the board together.
Yep. So it's I love success stories,
And
and
you-
that is a success story.
And you know you had a little bit of
A little
help
bit.
in that, just
A
a
little
little
bit.
bit. And you know that's what's really neat. I love hearing this.
Yeah.
I love this new approach.
Yeah, it's been bothering me. I was back in the day when we had our other company in Bayou Productions when we were in Tarpon Springs. We were in Tarpon Springs, and we've been
Yeah.
in Tarpon Springs for we were there for
I know.
18 years. We were rolling, and I was that guy. I was like, man, if you ain't got a lot of money, I don't deal with you. I'm tired of dealing with these, and it just. I look back and I'm thinking to myself, what a jackass. To be
Well,
honest.
you know,
So and then we started Tampa Bay Multimedia.
with age comes
yeah.
wisdom.
Yeah, that's someone else said that to me other day, and they're like, yeah, and the older you get, John, the more you go back and go, ooh, I wish I didn't do that.
No, it's not older. It's aging.
No, I'm
aging
getting old.
aging like fine cheese,
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
and that's not cheesy.
No, it's not cheesy at all. So, but yeah, but we're doing good, and we're starting new shows. We have the Parageeks are starting up. That's a paranormal geek show.
Oh, you mentioned this a couple
that
of
started.
months ago.
It airs. We're like the third episode airs this Friday.
and what's in? Give us a little preview.
Oh well, what the Parageeks is we work with other paranormal teams.
Okay.
We have two paranormal people on our show. That's the part of the show, but we work with others, and basically we go and do investigations with other paranormal teams, and the goal is either they prove us right or we prove them wrong. So it's like if I can explain away, I'm like, well, that wasn't an orb, that was a dust ball that happened to go through, and it was blah blah
Okay.
blah. Or because of my engineering background, I understand the way acoustics work, and that's my world. So noises, I can explain noises, and especially with it's just because I can look at engineering specs and go, oh well, this is why this is happening, and blah blah blah, electrically wise. So
Yeah, this dripping water over here is really from over here.
Right, and
Because
that cold air. Well, yeah, because you got a hole right there in the ceiling or on the floor. We can explain stuff like that, but we did go to Rogersville, Tennessee, and we did a investigation up there, and I have to say that is one haunted place.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it a home or a business?
Well, it was actually we went to the Ami family, and then we actually were at Hell Springs Inn, and it's an old
Hell
inn.
Springs Inn.
Hell, Hale.
Oh, Hale Springs.
Not Helo. But it's actually the city was founded by the Ami family and the Crockett's.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
And so was the inn haunted?
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was definitely haunted.
Or,
So
and when is that airing?
that's already aired. It's
Oh.
actually you can go to webeamtv.com and take a look at go to the Parageeks page, and the reruns are right there.
Parageeks.
Yeah, Parageeks. Yeah. So
Very
and we're 15, 20 shows a week.
You
now.
have got my interest. Would I want to go and see all that stuff?
Yes,
No.
you would. You
Really?
would love to. I'm telling you, it is absolutely a great drive to go to Rogersville.
It wouldn't make me wet my pants when I got there.
No, but it would.
it's-
You
it's-
definitely leave going, oh my gosh, this is awesome. But the whole town is haunted. It's not just
No
the inn.
kidding.
Yeah, we don't have enough time, but you got to go to the show, watch the show.
I can't
If you go
wait.
watch the show, I'm telling you right now, it's absolutely phenomenal.
And this is something new that
Yep.
we beams
And now we're getting ready to go to Trenton, Florida, to the jail, the old county jail, the one that was on Fox that's for sale.
Oh, okay.
That is, we're going to do an investigation up there. Actually, no, we already did it. Sorry, but it's going to air. And
Okay.
that's another one. And then we're going to Cerealholics in St. Pete. We're going to do it there. And we've got connections all over. You know, we've even gone up to
You are having way
Brooksville.
too much fun.
Sometimes. Sometimes I know. But you know what? Hey, stick around because I'm going to come back. Now the table is going to be turned and we're going to talk about the
Oh,
Tarpon
then
Springs
it's my
Chamber
turn.
of Commerce. We'll be
Let's
right
see if
back
he can
after
interview
this.
better than I.
All right, guess what? We're back, and this is the last segment. We've saved the best for last. I'm telling you.
That's only if you interview me better than I interviewed you.
You did a great job, so don't worry about that. So, okay, so Tarpon is hopping again.
It's starting to, yes.
Yeah?
It's coming alive. But in a different way. You know, with COVID and everything has been shut down, we've been much more conservative than the southern part of Pinellas County. But it's coming alive. It's coming alive slowly because we're starting to have some events a little bit coming up. We're still not completely comfortable, our commission's not completely comfortable with opening things up. You know, Fine Arts Festival was canceled and the permits are not really available yet. First Friday is not happening. Probably, I'm thinking we're looking at, I'm getting hints that it might be August
Okay.
coming back. But, you know, that's a good thing. The fact that our, you know, the commission and the city manager are conservative on their approach to not making other people ill, not having the crazy parties, tends like, you know, in the southern part of Pinellas County. But what is really neat about Tarpon that I'm seeing, aside from the events, is the influx of visitors that are becoming residents.
Oh, really? People are coming down to
We-
visit and going, I think I'm going to stay.
Let me tell you something.
Let me stay.
The Monday, yes, the Monday after Easter. Now there's Orthodox Easter, which was last Sunday, but talking about the regular American European Easter, the Monday after. Everything is still open. People are absolutely still coming to town. A lot of people on vacation. And I had people coming in from Michigan talking about the politics of Michigan and how everything's closed and what a breath of fresh air it is here. People from New York, same thing. A few people from Pennsylvania have sold their homes, put their money in, or put their furniture, put it in storage. And, you know, we have storage units everywhere here.
Yeah.
And put the money in the bank, are staying in Airbnbs until they find a house.
Well, I'll be.
And they're paying cash.
Ooh. I
Ooh
bet
is
people
right.
likes that.
If you have your house ready to go on the market or close to being on the market, call us. We will hook you up with, we've got half a dozen really excellent realtors, and it will get multiple offers. And a perfect example is I've made 3 offers in the last 6 months. I have been outbid by at least $20,000, and I'm looking at 190 to 200 for something, you know, small villa or whatever, and they're now going for 2.25. And people are coming in with cash. We have been discovered, and I know that all over the country people are making offers and houses are selling quickly. Here they're selling in a matter of hours, and I'll give you a perfect example. My realtor got me in on a listing that was not hers, but was somebody she knew. Got me in the day before. I said, this is great. I'll take it. Give them full price, $199. And so she texted her, and they said, well, I have someone with cash looking at it at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And we both went, oh. And I said, well, let's see what happens. And the place was nice. It wasn't perfect, but it was nice.
Right.
Okay. She got a text at 10 o'clock the next morning that said, highest and best offers by 5 o'clock. So I went, all right, what's the highest I dare go? I put in an offer for 205. That sucker went for 223 at 5:30 that night.
Whoa. Holy cow.
Yeah. And so I tried one more after that. This all started about the middle of November.
Whoa.
And I have heard multiple stories. And last week, another one, same thing. This one needed 2 new bathrooms, and same exact style of villa, needed paint throughout, needed a new carpet in the living room or shampooed because there were some stains on it. And both of the bathrooms were older, but the kitchen had been redone. Went for $226.
Wow.
And the asking price was $199 because it needed
That's
some work on it.
amazing.
I know. I'm just
I
flabbergasted.
tell you, my wife works in the mortgage world, has for 40-something years, and she says that it's just crazy right now. Absolutely crazy.
Well, Tarpon is hot
Yeah,
because
Tarpon, it always has been.
well, it's even more so now because of the charm that's going on in town. The downtown area, the Sponge Docks is the most wonderful. I mean, it's the wonderful Sponge Docks. Everybody loves going and having fun down there. We've got a couple of new little places down there. We have, and I'll have these people on probably next month. It's called Natural Apothecary, and they are brand new on the docks. They're not Greek, but they are have this natural bath salts and soaps for the detergents and all of that, and they're right there on the Sponge Docks along with all the other Greek restaurants
Wow.
and Greek businesses, and they're doing very well, and they've
That's
been
awesome.
open 5 days. And then the Bayou Bistro is around from Rusty Belly's on the corner, and it's a cute little place that you go and you eat on the water, and the food is really, really good. And it's no bigger than this room that you and I are sitting in right here. I mean, I think it holds 20
That's big down there.
And so that's as much downtown. Then we've got One Amazing Find, which is just now going through another molting, and Casey is she was in here not too long ago,
Yeah.
and is just doing a fabulous job in there. She's doing painting classes, has again embraced this online, like we were talking about earlier with Sherrie, and
Yeah.
then we've got new restaurants down there. We've got businesses opening up. Court of Two Sisters has moved across the street into a new building and has refreshed all of their antiques. It's just hopping.
Yeah.
And people go, wow. But the most amazing part of all of this is that connect on alternate 19 North Pinellas between the downtown and the Sponge Docks is now growing.
Yeah.
The distillery's in there. We've had them on. There's Mr. Souvlaki's, which has been there for quite some time. There is Katerina's, which is a little Greek woman who has a place in there, and she's a little tiny Greek woman who used to work for Mykonos, and when her husband retired, he said, now you can open your restaurant. Oh, 7 tables inside, 7 tables outside. Fabulous food.
That's awesome.
And then we've got Morgan Mays, which we did a fabulous ribbon cutting on. And we've also had our young professionals had an event there which packed the back deck. Not packed, but social distancing. And so that whole corridor connecting the two now is filling up and
That's
becoming very
awesome.
neat. So Tarpon's charm is just blooming. And it's no wonder people, are moving here and saying, no, this is where I want to live. I don't want to live, this town next door or this town next door. This is where I want to live.
Right.
And the prices are still very reasonable, but no, now it's getting up there. So
Well, do you have any ribbon cuttings coming up?
I've got 2.
Do you really?
We just
That's
did one
awesome.
last Thursday, which was the Natural Apothecary, and had a great turnout. Everybody was excited because it's the first one had done since the first of the year.
Right.
And then on the CBD store is going to be coming up the end of May on the 26th. So when Noah and I had talked last week, I said, let's put it on the calendar because he's getting so darn busy over
Right.
there that it's like, let's get it on so that we can get this out. And then we have Ratza Chocolate, which was on
Oh, yes.
last month or the month before.
Yes.
Hers is on the 23rd, which is a Sunday at 1 o'clock because she's having family come in. And you talk about somebody who's working and working and working, and she's
Right.
now got some frozen pops in there that she was talking about. Well, they're there.
Oh, they're there now?
I'm so sorry that they're 2 doors away from me.
Yeah. Between
Yes.
them and the
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you stay skinny.
Well, it's one of those things where it takes a whole lot of willpower, but
Yeah.
it is really, we're in a neat section. And we're on that corridor between downtown and the Sponge Docks.
Right.
And so, again, those are all growing. Those are the two coming up, the 23rd and the 26th. People, the 23rd is at 1 o'clock. The 26th is a Wednesday from 5 to 6. Everybody's welcome to come out to that and welcome these new businesses in town.
That's
We're going to be
awesome.
having some more coming up. I have about 4 other phone calls. We were supposed to be doing one also at the end of the month with the new owners for Wentworth Golf Course. And their business for events has now suddenly exploded because everything is outside. And we're going to have to postpone that one until June. But yes, we're starting to put them all together.
Ever since they said DeSantis is not going to extend the emergency, everything is just went. Everybody's like, "Oh, we can do stuff now."
Almost.
Yeah. Well, Pasco dropped their mask ordinance,
I know they did.
and Hernando never had one. And I think I was down in Sarasota. I think they're almost ready to drop there.
Manatee County.
Yeah, it's absolutely just
So-
now everybody's ready to get back. And we went to the fair.
How did that
Now, the
work?
fair was awesome.
Okay.
There were people that were wearing the mask. There were people that were not wearing, but you couldn't get in without the mask.
Okay.
So once you had the mask, get in. If you want to take it off, take it off. Then, but
As
they
long as
had,
you-
but there it was so nice. We were there for seniors night. First time in my life I got a senior discount on something, and I'm not that old. I'm 55. So but yeah, it was kind of cool. So
That is very
Yeah.
well. In 2 weeks from, no, excuse me. Time really goes. It's 1 week from yesterday. Is the Pinellas County public hearing on the mask ordinance?
Yep.
And so they're going to be listening to what people are saying. They're also going to be listening to their, the health director, and probably going to be doing some adjusting. And
Yay.
I don't know how much adjusting they're going to be doing, but even from last week to this week, there's been some major changes.
every
particularly-
week something new.
and more and more people are getting vaccinated.
Right.
More and more people are, saying, okay, this is, and we're having people grousing. I mean, I'm mask weary too. We have people come in, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm sorry, really, please we're almost through all of
Let's
this.
just get through it and get it over
Get
with.
through with this. And
But we got to go. We're out of time. I know we
do.
could sit here and talk forever. So, hey, thank you for watching. If you want to go to Tarpon and you need it, if you go to Tarpon and you don't know where to go see the Chamber. The Chamber will help you and give you a map to where to go, and they can tell you all the great business that's there. So thanks for
we are
watching.
on the corner of Pinellas and Tarpon Avenue, right across from Mother Mears parking lot.
There you go. So, hey, look, we'll see everybody next week on My Chamber TV.